What's up, my people? It's Cat Sports again. Now, this is a sports channel, so let's talk some sports. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. Just Boxing Talk. We're a group of people that just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a podcast, channel, anything like that. The only requirement is you just have the love to talk boxing. BN Boxing News in the building. How are you today, BN Boxing News? Back for a Friday afternoon of Boxing Talk. The day of reckoning is tomorrow. I'm ready. I'm going to go over the fights briefly in a little while. And today we will do a profile on Willie Pep, the Will-O-the-Wisp himself. Al Booger. What's up, Al Booger? How are you today, sir? And I'm also going to take a look at the Mafia in boxing. Just a brief look at that subject. I want to go too far into it. I might be knocking on my door later on or something. Yeah. The Will-O-the-Wisp, Willie Pep. Bruce Gass informed me yesterday that it was a movie out about him. I did not know that. Recently came out, so I'm going to have to check that out. Yeah. Very good boxer. The word is that the defensive GOAT of boxing all time is between Pernell Whitaker himself and Willie Pep. Okay. His defense was like that. We're going to get into him in a moment. But how is everybody today? It's Friday afternoon. It's Day of Reckoning Eve. You know, Christmas Eve is Sunday. Today is Day of Reckoning Eve. So I guess the weigh-in would be today. Have they had it? Because I know over there, I don't know how many hours ahead of us they are, but I know at least 8. So it's at least about 10 o'clock at night over there. So they probably had the weigh-in. I'll go back and look at it later. Yeah. And if Walter and AJ both wins, they're going to have their Day of Reckoning. Already have a tentative date, March 9th. So that's very good news. And a second rematch is already in the contract. So we are potentially getting AJ and Walter twice next year. Okay, that's very good news. No, I didn't, Al Booger. I was going to ask the chat that. He wasn't on last night or this morning. I'm going to text him later on. I was hoping somebody else had, I didn't want to bombard him because I knew somebody else would probably, have texted him by now, so I didn't do it. That was why I was waiting on a few more people to get it. I was going to ask that question of the chat, Al Booger, but no. To answer your question, nope. I haven't talked to him. I guess BN Boxing News, you have amnesia, huh? Yeah, that's not like him. He wasn't on, because I know during his morning show yesterday, he wasn't feeling good. And then he didn't come on last night, and he didn't come on this morning. That's not like Jay. If he's going to miss, he usually give us notice ahead of time or something, but not too straight. Maybe Rise will come in here later on. Yeah, no. Oh, you did? You didn't hear nothing back, Al Booger? Okay. Yeah. Maybe Rise will come in. He'll know. Yeah. Him and Jay, they talk every day, so. Yeah. But hopefully everything is okay. Like I say, I didn't want to text him because I know other people probably had already done it. Yeah, we'll probably find out before this live is over. Yeah. I hope everything's okay with my brother, because he wasn't feeling good yesterday. So that's kind of concerning. Yeah. Senior comes in here in my chat every now and then, so maybe he'll pop in today. Hopefully, we'll find out something. Yeah. But we had to wait till now because I don't have a number or anything for Senior. Nope. Aunt McQueen. What's up, Aunt? Aunt, you haven't heard anything from Jay Hardcore, have you? We was wondering about that because he missed his last 2 shows. He missed last night and he missed this morning. And he wasn't feeling good last night, remember? The last couple of days he wasn't feeling good, as a matter of fact. So hopefully somebody come in here and have something to tell us. Yeah, I was too, Aunt, but I didn't want to. I figured somebody else would have, Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I remember. That was supposed to be like Wednesday, a couple of days ago. I remember I was looking for that casual corner, but then Jay wasn't feeling good. Tuesday, okay. Yeah. And the last I heard from him, he was yesterday morning. He did. Yesterday morning was the last time he was on, and I talked to him like in the afternoon yesterday. He didn't say nothing about not coming on. So yeah, we'll find out something. But today's profile will be Willie Pep, and the day of reckoning is tomorrow. I'm just going to look at the fights real quick, very brief. Touch on them. It's actually 8 fights on the card. Yesterday morning, he talked about not feeling. Yeah, I remember, and yeah. And then he's missed 2 shows straight. That's not like him. Yeah, because I just knew he was coming on this morning when he missed last night. Then I got kind of worried when I didn't see a thumbnail like 7:30. He usually have it up by then. I said, uh-oh. And sure enough, 8 o'clock rolled around. He didn't show. Yeah. Yeah, that's a beautiful card out, Booger. From Saudi. They got AJ and Wilder are headlining it. Well, not against each other. If you look at that poster they got, you would think AJ and Wilder was fighting each other, but they are the co-main events. Okay. AJ is fighting Otto Wallen, right? And Wilder is fighting Joseph Parker. Yeah. No heavyweight titles on the line. No super belt. Might be some interims or something involved. I'm not sure, but major title shot implications involved on this card. Got a few fights that could put people in line for title shots. Major title shot implications on this card. Okay. Now we got Joshua is fighting Otto Wallen. Joshua is 26-3 with 23 knockouts. He's been stopped once. And Wallen is 26. Wallen's only lost once. 26 wins, 1 loss, 14 knockouts. I'm not sure if he has been stopped or not. Here's Thomas Hill. What's up, Thomas Hill? Thomas, we just wondered if anybody heard anything from Jay. He's missed his last 2 shows. So if you heard anything, let us know. I didn't call him because I was, didn't want to bombard him because I knew everybody would be worried and probably be a few people calling him. So I would just sit back and see if I could get some info from somebody else. So you know anything, T Hill? Let us know, please. And we was all worried about it. No, I didn't see that, Al Booger. What happened? Was that on the final press conference today? Because have they had it yet? Because I know it's like 10 o'clock over there in Saudi or later. So they probably had it. But no, I didn't see that. AJ, what did he say? But the way I hear it, they already got something set up for March 9th if they both win. But I'm like, they both can lose. Run it anyway. Been wanting up. What's up, Mike Ryan? How you doing, bro? Yeah, we was been wanting AJ and Wilder for a while. We need that. But the way I hear it, they got something scheduled for March 9th in Saudi, and they already got a rematch in the contract. So they got AJ and Wilder lined up for 2 fights, I think. Okay, you left a message too, Mike. Yeah, he usually respond. I talked to him yesterday afternoon, but that was about something else. He hadn't missed any shows or anything yet when I talked to him. Yeah. And he was talking like, everything was cool. He was coming on at night, so. But he wasn't feeling well the last couple of days. Yeah, that's worrisome, Mike. Yeah, Mike, because you're right. He always responds. Yeah. If you don't answer, he'll call you back. Yeah. He's a very prompt person. If that's the right word, he always calls you back, answers your calls, So it's concerning. But we'll find out something probably before this 4 o'clock, before the show is over, hopefully. Yeah, I was, what was I talking about? The Day of Reckoning, right? It's Day of Reckoning Eve. Like I was telling Al Booker and BN Boxing News, Sunday is Christmas Eve. Today is Day of Reckoning Eve, right? But yeah, I didn't see the press conference of Al Booker. It was today, right? I know they had it. It's just like midnight over there, something like that. T-Hill, your screen messed up that bad? You better get a new phone, T-Hill. Yeah. They don't need no belt for that fight. That's one of those fights, That fight will sell. Don't have to be a belt involved, like a tank fight. You're right, Al Booker, 100%. Don't need a belt involved for that one, But the winner of that will probably be right in line for the winner of Fury and Usyk, I would think. Y'all agree? The winner of Wilder and AJ would be in line for the winner of Fury and Usyk, I guess. We might get Wilder Fury 4. I wouldn't mind. Hey, Sugar Ray Robinson and Jake LaMotta had 6 fights. Manny Pacquiao and what was his name? They had 4, right? The guy that put Manny to sleep. His name won't come to me right away. The Mexican guy starts with an M. They had 4 fights. So I'll take a Wilder Fury 4. Yeah. Yeah, but AJ and Wilder are the co-mains for tomorrow. AJ is fighting Otto Wallin. Okay, now AJ is expected to win it, But Wallin can be dangerous because Ant says get him a new phone. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And he said, can he? Yeah, Juan. Right, Al Booker. Juan Manuel something. Still missing that last name. Yeah, and he said he can't even see, can't even make a call. The screen is so bad. It's time for a new phone, T-Hill. Man, you got to be able to call. But AJ is expected to win against Wilder, but Wilder can be dangerous, because he's took some big names. He's been good. Wilder took Fury the distance. And then he had a big gash in Fury's head, remember? He took a couple of tough opponents the distance, And Wilder is a southpaw, right? And AJ, he's lost those 2 fights to Usyk. So he wouldn't mind stopping Wilder. People gonna start saying, he had problems with southpaw. Yeah, Marquez, Juan Manuel Marquez. Yeah, Wilder went the distance against Fury, opened a big gash up in his head. So Wilder can be dangerous. I think AJ got to fight like at range early, win some rounds early, before he open up, in the middle rounds. I think it would probably go to distance. But if AJ get him late, I wouldn't be surprised. Miss Joette in the building. Hello, Miss Joette. We was all wondering about Jay Hardcore. He missed 2 shows and he's not hadn't returned. A couple people say they called him and he didn't answer and didn't return their call, so we was kind of concerned. You haven't happened to hear anything. I was just asking anybody that come in, had they heard anything? Because, it's concerning. Yeah, but I look for AJ and Walden to go the distance, but wouldn't be surprised if AJ stops him late. Wouldn't be surprised at all. And we're going to be talking about Willie Pep today as the profile. And Thomas Hill, I took your advice. I'm going to talk about the Murderer's Row tomorrow. Because after you brought that up yesterday, I was reading about it. It's very interesting. Those 8 guys in the Murderer's Row. Yeah, I'm going to do that tomorrow with Thomas Hill. Thank you. And if you're in here, you can come up and help me out. I'll put the link down there for you early tomorrow. Okay? Because you was the one that brought up the Murderer's Row. So is that a deal, T. Hill? Tomorrow? We can do the Murderer's Row together. Okay? Okay? Yeah. You can come up and help me, T. Hill. Because it was your idea. But I'm going to do that tomorrow. I was reading about them earlier. I'm going to do some more work on them tonight. Then I'll be ready for it. Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. Okay. Holding you to that, T. Hill. That you were going to come up and chop it up with me about the Murderer's Row. Okay, I got a good memory. Okay, now, so the second fight, the co-main event is Deontay Wilder versus Joseph Parker. Deontay Wilder is 43 wins, just 2 losses, both to Tyson Fury, 42 KO. Joe got that great knockout rate. What is that? Anyway, I gotta know. What has he got? 1 draw, right? Him and Fury had a draw, didn't he? Yeah. So he has 46 fights. Yeah, the first one was a draw. 42 knockouts in 46 fights. I think that's like 80-something. Let's see. Ooh, that's still 90. Still 91%. So Wilder is still a little over 90% knockout rate. Yeah. Let me double check that. 42 knockouts in 45 fights. 46 fights. Right. Wait a minute. It went up. He's got 43 wins. 42. I did it wrong. 42. Yeah, 91%. So Deontay Wilder still got the 90% knockout rate. Lonnie Lee, what's happening? We're just talking a little bit about the Day of Reckoning, because today is Day of Reckoning Eve, right? Sunday is Christmas Eve. Today is Day of Reckoning Eve. Okay? They got a few mismatches on that card, too. Well, as good as everybody's saying it is. I get to it. But Deontay Wilder is fighting with his 91% knockout rate. Joseph Parker, 33 wins, 3 losses, 23 knockouts. So you off, Lonnie Lee, or you driving home? Just got off. Okay. Light testing again. Yeah, I know about that light testing. They really light testing. That's what they for. That's what those red lights for. Okay. Now, there are many fighters with the one-punch knockout power that Wilder has, okay, in that right hand. But he got to be able to land it on Parker cleanly, okay? Now, Parker is much better than Wilder when it comes to boxing skill, okay? Okay. Parker has very fast hands and lightning quick reflexes. Now, if he may be able to move in and out and bank some rounds early, okay? Now, the trick for Parker, you know what the trick for Parker is? Stay away from that hammer. You know, he got to stay away from that hammer, right? Now, if he can do that for 12 rounds, he get the fight to the judges, he could upset the apple cart, get the nod on the card. But, but, okay, Miss Joette says, I'm happy for them, man. And unfortunately, no, I didn't even put a tree up. No, this year. It's the first Christmas without my mom. Oh yeah, I remember you was telling us that. This is a rough one. Ooh, man, I know that. And it's really hard for me to get into this holiday spirit. Yeah, Miss Joette. Yeah, it'll get better as time goes by. But yeah, I know this is a rough Christmas. This is your first one. Didn't even put the tree up. Well, hang in there, We'll help you do it. Just come on into these lives every day and chop it up with us. We'll help you get through it, Miss Joette, okay? All right. We're going to do our best to help Miss Joette get through this Christmas. First one without her mom. Wow. That is a rough one. Okay. Now, Parker, but I had a big but in there. I said if he could get it to the judge's cards, he could stop the world and get a decision. But Wilder has that hammer hanging at the end of his right arm, And I think he would likely start catching Parker with some heavy shots early, slow him down. And I think he's going to catch him with that sledgehammer late in the late rounds and get him out of there. I'll say like 8 to 10. Yeah, you're going to drop that sledgehammer on him. Because it only takes one with Wilder, Only takes one. Thomas Hill says, so sorry to hear that, Miss Joette. But please, allow the memory of her to shine bright through you by keeping with the things she held dearest with you and your family. That's right, Thomas Hill. That's right. That's right. But I know it's still a rough one. Yeah, I went through that. My mother been gone since 2017, and I still had them rough days, man. Especially around the holidays, like Miss Joette said. Around the holidays, her birthday, yeah, those are the roughest times. And I can sympathize with Miss Joette because this is her very first one, man. Yeah, so we're gonna help her do it. Yeah, I think Wilder will get him out of there late though. Yeah. Now, we got a light heavyweight fight on there. Dimitri Bivol versus Lyndon Arthur. This is for Bivol's WBA light heavyweight title. Okay. Now, most people look at this fight as just a tune-up for Bivol, getting him ready for a potential undisputed fight with 3-belt unified light heavyweight champion Arthur Beterbiev, who is expected to get past Callum Smith next month. Next month. Yeah. Next month. Right. Okay. Miss Joy says, Thomas, thank you so much for your kind words. But she was the glue that held our family together. Yeah, that mother. Yes, that's the glue. You're right, Miss Joette. Yes, my mother was too. She was the glue. And my best friend my whole life. And honestly, it's so hard to live in a world without her. It will be okay. Yeah, that's right, Miss Joette. Yeah. It's hard. So I know it is. Because I say my mother been gone 7 years and I still have a hard time. Around the holidays and her birthday. Yep. Okay. Daniel Dubois is fighting Gerald Miller. The original Big Baby. I think. Wasn't he the original Big Baby? Yeah. Ant McQueen is sending his well wishes to Miss Joette. Yeah. Now, heavyweight class again. Now, both of these fighters are top 10 contenders, okay? And the winner of this fight will move closer to a title shot, right? Yeah, enough said about that. Now, then we got Philip Hergovic. He's fighting Mark DeMori. heavyweight division. Perkovic not expected to have any trouble at all winning this fight. He's coming in at 50-1 odds. But remember, Mike Tyson was 40-1 against Buster Douglas and lost. So, it's boxing. And everybody's got a puncher's chance. So, But 50-1, Demore is fighting an uphill battle. That's what I was saying. As good as they say this card, it is some mismatches on it. But, it's boxing. So, hey, anything can happen. Then we got a cruiserweight fight. Jai Apataya versus Ellis Doro. Okay. Cruiserweight division. Now, Jai, he had to vacate his IBF title to take this fight because the IBF had ordered a mandatory for him to have a rematch with Meredith Breedis, right? But Jai had to make a decision but Breedis wasn't ready to fight, right? So Jai had to make a decision. Okay, he could either wait for Breedis and hold on to his belt, or he could vacate his belt and take this fight, which is his biggest payday ever, right? And of course, it was a no-brainer. Jai dropped their belt and took this big payday because you don't never know when you're gonna get this opportunity again, and you got to take them when you get them. So Jai said, okay, forget the belt. They'll tell you about those belts. It's becoming more and more clear. The belts, they don't mean all that much. The money is much more important. Because Jai had that option. Hold the belt and wait for your mandatory, or vacate your belt and get this money. No brainer. Jai probably said, I ain't even got to think about that. I'm getting this is the biggest payday by far he's ever had. And like I said, you don't know when you're going to get this opportunity again, so you better maybe never. So you better take them when you can get them. Bill Knuckles and Boxing Talk in the building. Bill Knuckles and Boxing Talk will be doing his first live tonight. Okay, he got the required amount of subscribers now. And we will be checking them out at 10 p.m. tonight. Okay. Okay, Miss Joette says she's in Jay's Apple chat and he has a bad cold and lost his voice. He's not feeling good at all. Okay. Well, at least somebody heard from. Thank you, Miss Joette. At least we finally got some information on Jay Hardcore. Miss Joette is in his Apple's chat and has been in contact with him. He lost his voice. He's not feeling bad. He's not feeling good at all. So that's why he's missed his last 2 live streams. Okay. But, it's not good news. He's feeling bad, but it's good news that somebody has heard. We got some information on it because it was kind of concerning, him not answering his calls and, because he usually returns his calls and all that kind of stuff. Thank you, Miss Joette. Appreciate that information. Yeah, Bill Knuckles and Boxing Talk will doing his first live tonight at 10 p.m. So we're going to get over there and support him for that. Talking about the sport of bare knuckles. I don't know anything about it. I just know those people got to be crazy that does it. They all scarred up and swelled up before the fight even started. From the last fight. Man. And I think bare knuckles told me yesterday it was like 10-minute rounds or something. Man. It's one they don't outlaw that sport. Wow. You know what I mean? Wonder they don't outlaw it. Okay. So then we have Ozbek Makhmadov versus Ajit Kabayel. Okay, here comes the butchering. I knew they had to put some names in here for me to butcher. Now Makhmadov is a -1,000 favorite coming in. He has solid power in his hands, and he has a dominant win over former world champion Carlos Takam. And this fight is at heavyweight. Now, Kabayel, he has a majority decision win over Derek Chisora, but overall his record is softer than Makhmadov's, and Makhmadov is a much more dangerous puncher. So yeah, that's another one we got a heavily favorite in that fight, Makhmadov. And then Frank Sanchez. I think this is the last fight. He's fighting Junior Fall, heavyweights. Now Sanchez, it's weird because his last fight, he elevated himself in the heavyweight division with a good win over Ephraim Jogba. Remember that in October 2021. But since then, his last 3 fights, instead of stepping up, it's been like stepping up against high level opponents. He's fought lower level opponents ever since then, including this fight. Val, who is better than Sanchez's last 2 opponents, but he's definitely expected to lose this fight. So, yeah, that's just weird. That was a good win over Ephraim Jogba, but then he's fought, he went down some levels instead of stepping up. Yeah, but that was a very good win he had there. Now, time for let's talk about first before we get to Willie Pep. A little bit about the mafia in boxing real quick. Interesting article. Yeah, Al Booker, didn't he? Yeah. After Effie? Yeah, man. Instead of stepping up, he stepped down. That's what I thought. I agree, Al Booker. Yeah. Yes. He took a step in the other direction, man. Okay. We're gonna real quick talk about this mafia in boxing. I don't want to get into that too deep. I might knock on their door. Like, cool it, Cass Sports. Going where you don't belong at. The Bob Father might get me. Oh, you getting the key? Oh.
Yeah, she's getting ready to go, but I don't know. You want to go?
Tell her to get it.
Let's see if I can call her back.
My daughter was in a car accident today, and I referred her to my lawyer. And I'm telling her to get my referral fee. I don't have time to call him. What's my money? All the money he's gonna make, give it to her. I don't want to have to go all the way down there. Be right with you. I should have had this ready. My bad. But how was everybody this afternoon? Okay. It's at 10, Miss Joette. Bill Knuckles will be on at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Red Knuckles and Boxing Talk. We're going to check that out tonight. I'm almost to where I'm trying to be. Oh, come on. I should have had it ready. I'm sorry. I seen this thing. I did a little history of boxing last week. I seen something about the history of boxing that was much better. Okay, here. Mafia involvement in boxing. Okay? Now, beginning in the late 1930s, notorious New York Mafia hitman Frankie Carbo, later known as the Czar of Boxing, began managing fighters. Mostly lightweights, welterweights, and middleweights, for the sole purpose of exploiting their talent for his own personal gain. Likes are looking great. Exploiting their talents for his own personal gain. Throughout the 1940s, Carbo, with the help of fellow gangster Frank Blinky Palermo, who was able to legally obtain a license allowing him to manage fighters and promote events despite his lengthy criminal background. Now, see, that was before the Ali Act, because you cannot promote and manage now. But back at that time, this guy, Blinky Palermo, he was managing fighters and promoting. Yep, that was before the Ali Act. Despite his criminal background, lengthy criminal background, they used their mob connections to intimidate fighters and managers into taking a generous percentage of fight purses and throwing fights for betting coups. Ain't that something? The most infamous incident of the decade happened in 1947 when middleweight contender Jake Raging Bull LaMotta lost by technical knockout against Billy Fox, whose stellar boxing record could only be attributed to his manager, Palermo. Yeah, and LaMotta testified about that to a congressional committee in the 60s. Admitted it, yeah. At this juncture in history, the mafia heavily controlled the boxing world. So LaMotta felt that his only shot at the middleweight title was to capitulate and give in to their demands, which also included a payment of $20,000, roughly $200,000 in today's money. Okay. LaMotta then threw the fight against Fox, something he also admitted to doing so long after his retirement. Yeah, he testified to a congressional committee in the 60s. Yep, and admitted it. Sure did. Man, this long limousine pulling up out there. That might be them. Oh, I have to cut this article. No, just kidding. However, due to suspicious betting activities reported by bookies and a horrible acting job by both fighters, the New York State Athletic Commission suspended LaMotta's boxing license and withheld each fighter's winnings. But LaMotta still got that $20,000 from the market. They couldn't withhold that. Probably was more than his purse, you know. LaMotta eventually took advantage of an earned title shot 2 years later, defeating Marcel Cerdan by knockout in the 10th round. And he really earned that one. So isn't that something? He threw the fight trying to get a title shot, plus the money, but he never did. When he actually got the fighter shot, he really earned it. Wow. Against Marcel Cerdan. Fox, on the other hand, that was the other guy that was involved in the drone fight. Fox, on the other hand, no longer being managed by Palermo, and he ended up losing 8 of his next 14 fights, getting knocked out 5 times in the process. See that? Now, this guy was being managed by Palermo, winning all his fights, had the title. But once the New York State Athletic Commission stepped in and got them out of it, check this out. He lost 8 of his next 14 fights, got knocked out 5 times. So that proves that the people were throwing the fights to him. In 1949, the International Boxing Club, or the IBC, was formed as a corporation that promoted fights that were held in major venues in New York, Chicago, and Detroit. During a 1960 court hearing, yeah, that was the one, it was revealed that the IBC was connected to Carbo and Palermo. Wow. It was a promotional company connected to the mob. Ooh, IBC. Never heard of them either. It was revealed that the IBC was connected to Carbo and Palermo, who were on trial for multiple crimes related to their involvement with professional boxing over the past few decades. Wow. It was also revealed that Carbo's wife worked for the IBC and was being paid a salary of $45,000 a year. So that's probably like what, $300,000-$400,000 now? The guy's wife that was paying these boxers to throw these fights, she worked for this promotional company. Oh, that mess was real crooked. Okay. Throughout the 1950s, Carbo and Palermo clandestinely held major control over who fought whom who was deserving of title shots, and who would be the winner. And that was the New York Athletic State Commission that stepped in there, I think, by then, and they were still doing their little dirt. Throughout the 50s. The organization was so corrupt that there were times when even the judges called the fight for the fighter who clearly lost. That ain't no surprise. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it ain't no surprise that the judges was involved in it. Come on, man. You gotta have the judges. That's the first ones they're going after, right? Yeah. You said like it's some kind of surprise. There were times when even the judges called the fight for the fighter who clearly lost. As was the case when Tony DeMarco was ruled the winner against Carmen Basilio for the middleweight world title. Basilio was eventually granted a rematch and took matters into his own hands by knocking out DeMarco. Yeah, don't leave it to the judges, right? Their influence was an open secret in the boxing world, but the financial toll that many cities would have experienced by shutting out the IBC prevented anyone from publicly speaking out against it. Money. Now the balls began closing in on Carbo and Palermo in the late 1950s, when California promoter Jackie Leonard reneged on a deal that was made with Carbo. Leonard was brutally attacked with a lead pipe outside his home one night, and left hospitalized. Wow. The attack galvanized efforts by the California State Athletic Commission to seek the help of various state and federal law enforcement agencies. That's what they're gonna need to do now. You know, federal have to get involved in it. After a lengthy investigation, Carbo, Palermo, and others were arrested over charges of extortion and conspiracy. Yeah, that's what that hearing that Jake LaMotta did in the 60s probably had something to do with that federal investigation at that time. Yeah. Now, Carmen Basilio provided the court with important testimony that was instrumental in the conviction of both Carbo and Palermo. Look at him. He gonna turn rat. The two were sentenced to prison for 25 years and 15 years respectively. Wow. Just a little bit of history of the mafia involved in it. And that's something crazy. And they're gonna talk like some kind of surprise the judges were involved. Come on. Okay, let's take a look at my man Willie Pep. I got a terrible memory. Yeah. Willie Pep. The Will-O-the-Wisp. Oh, come on. Man, stop. Noise. Man. Come on, y'all. Come on, man. I'm live, y'all. Thank you. My wife and my daughter, they always arguing. They just alike. Twins. And they still didn't quiet down. We'll put them outside in a minute. Talking about what lawyer they're going to go to. I'll be glad when they get out of here. Interrupting my live. Willie Pep. Hold on. Willie Pep. Guglielmo Papalio, that was his real name, was an American professional boxer, better known as Willie Pep, who held the World Featherweight Championship twice between the years of 1942 and 1950. Papalio was born in an Italian family. The father, Salvatore, was from Rosalini, whereas the mother, Maria Marchese, from Melody. Pep boxed a total of 1,956 rounds in the 241 bouts during the 26-year career. 241 bouts, 1,956 rounds, almost 2,000 rounds. Wow. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, she's grown, good knuckles. I ain't gonna beat her up. I'm just gonna put them outside. That's all. Both of them. Okay. Pep boxed a total of okay, I said that. Almost 2,000 rounds, 241 fights. Wow. That was high even for that time, you know. Wow. Pep, known for his speed, finesse, and elusiveness, is considered to be one of the best fighters of the 20th century. After his 199th win, Ed Kampiki describes his experience by saying, "Fighting Willie Pep is like trying to stomp out a grass fire." Pep was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1990. Yeah, that's when it was formed. Because I would have went in a rant about that, but I just found out the other day it wasn't formed until 1990. I've always wondered why all these old fighters didn't get in the Hall of Fame until 1990 when they retired, like in the 30s, 40s, 50s. But they didn't form it until 1990. I would have really went in a rant about Willie Pep. Okay. Pep was voted as the #1 featherweight of the 20th century by the Associated Press and ranked the #1 featherweight of all time by the International Boxing Research Organization in 2005. He is currently ranked by BoxRec as the 28th greatest pound-for-pound fighter of all time. Is BoxRec crazy? 28th? Man, I got him 4. Come on, BoxRec. Yeah, because they had Henry Armstrong like 12th yesterday. BoxRec is crazy. Quick look at his boxing career. Can you believe that? They got Willie Pep on 28th. That man is top 10. Should be top 10 on anybody's list. Okay. Now, his amateur career. Pep first fought as an amateur in 1937. At the time, amateur boxers from Connecticut were allowed to fight for money. Wow. Then that's the description of amateur. They were allowed to fight for money. Wow, I did not know that. It was during the Great Depression, and Pep's father was earning $15 per week at the Works Progress Administration. Pep worked as a shoeshine boy in downtown Hartford alongside Johnny Duke. Both boys joined the gym together and became sparring partners. Willie was soon earning more in one night at fighting each week. Okay. When his parents found out he was boxing, his mother was worried for him. But his father said that if he was making so much money fighting on Fridays, maybe he should see about fighting on Tuesdays as well. Oh man, he was a sports fan, Pep later quipped. Well, Jake LaMotta used to make him fight the neighborhood kids in the front yard and charge his neighbors and friends to watch. Yeah. In 1938, Pep fought Sugar Ray Robinson in the attic of a feed store in Norwich, Connecticut. I thought Sugar Ray started at like welterweight. Wow. In the feed store. In the attic of a feed store. According to Pep's later telling, Robinson was an amateur champion at the state of New York, in the state of New York, where amateurs were not paid. So he took a pseudonym to get belts for money in Connecticut. Because of this, Pep did not know who he was fighting at the time. He didn't even know it was Sugar Ray. Because before the fight, he was told his unknown opponent was not good. But he recalls quickly learning otherwise once the belt began. And Robinson was all over me. Oh man, they tricked Willie. Sugar Ray used a different name and they didn't even told Pep he wasn't no good. Yeah. In the attic of a feed store. Wow. I did not know they were paying amateurs either. And that's something. Okay, let's take a brief look at his professional career. Pep started boxing professionally on July 10th, 1940, beating James McGovern by decision in 4 rounds in Hartford, Connecticut. Like many boxers of the first half of the 20th century, Pep concentrated his early fighting career on boxing in New England, and he split his first 25 contests between Connecticut and Massachusetts. He was undefeated during that span, and for fight number 26, he finally headed west, beating Eddie Flores by a knockout in the first round at Thompsonville, Michigan. Yeah, I think he won his first 63 fights before he lost. A couple of fights later, he traveled further west and made his California debut, beating Billy Spencer by a decision in 4 rounds at Los Angeles. Okay? By the time Pep stepped up his quality of opposition, he was undefeated at 41-0, and he met former world champion Joey Archibald in 1942. He beat Archibald by decision in 10 rounds, and with his next belt, challenged Abe Denner for the New England area featherweight title. He won the fight by decision in 12, and his status among the world's top featherweights continued to climb. He won 10 more belts to reach 52-0, including a rematch win over Archibald before he was given his first world championship try in October. October of, what year was that? 1942? Somewhere around in there. In October, anyway. He became the world featherweight champion by outpointing the defending world champ, Chalky Wright, over the 15-round distance. I'm going to do Chalky Wright eventually, too. Another good fighter from that era. He fought twice more to finish the year, winning both by knockout. Yeah, that was 1942 when he won his first title. Okay. Al Booker says, Box Rec has Vincent Saldivar ahead of Willie Pep all time. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Vincent Saldivar. Vincente Saldivar, that's crazy. Who is he? Pep began 1943 by winning 6 belts in a row to find himself with a record of 62-0. But in the 7th bout of 1943, he suffered his first defeat at the hands of Sammy Angat, another world champion boxer. Angat beat Pep over the 10-round distance by decision. Now listen to this. 10 days later, Pep was back in the ring, beating Robbie McIntyre by a decision. 10 days later, he had his next fight. After his first loss, he wanted to avenge that bad. 10 days later. Okay. Oh, you're talking about Saldivar. Al Booker was 37-3-1. I never heard of him either. I won't be doing no profile on him, that's for sure. Okay, Pep was back in the ring 10 days later after his first loss, and he got a decision over Bobby McIntyre. And he closed 1943, winning the 2 fights in a row, including 2 over future world champion Sal Bartolo and 1 over Jackie Wilson. The second win over Bartolo was in a defense of the world title. Now, I'm not bragging if I ain't heard of him. Because I know a whole lot about them old fighters. I'd never heard of no Vicente Saldivar. Hey, get a hit of Willie Pep. Come on, man. That's bogus. That's bogus. This is kind of long. Let me go up a little bit. Okay. Now, 1948 was the year that would become very important in Pep's life. He won 15 fights before going into what would be the first fight of his 4-fight series with Sandy Sadler. He retained the title by beating Hurricane Sierra by a knockout in 10. And he beat former world champion Patty DeMarco, also in 10, but by decision. Then, on October 29th, he lost the world featherweight title to Sadler in a 4th round knockout. Yep. I remember that. My Maldonado wasn't there, but I read about it. Yeah. He lost his title to Sandy. Yeah, but they fought 4 times. After 2 wins, he and Sadler met in 1949. On their rivalry's second installment, Pep recovered the World Featherweight Championship by beating Sadler in a 15-round decision. And then he engaged in a series of exhibition and 10-round bouts before defending the crown against Eddie Campo, winning by a knockout in the 7th. He finished that year beating former bantamweight champion Pearl Dade by decision in 10 at St. Louis. Okay. Now, in 1950, he fought 9 times. He won 9 fights before meeting Sadler for a 3rd time. Now, those 9 fights included defenses against Charlie Rowley, knocked him out in 5. Francis Ray, beat him by decision in 15. Then the 3rd fight was Sadler. Pep, once again, lost his world title to Sadler. He couldn't come out for the 8th round. Sadler got a TKO, 7th round TKO. And at the time of the stoppage, Pep was ahead on all cards. 5-2. 5-2, 5-2, and 4-2. How can that be? 2 judges had 7 rounds, 1 judge had 6. Okay. But he came out. He didn't come out for the 8th. 1 judge must have had a tie for 1 round. But he was ahead on all 3 cards, but he couldn't come out for the 8th round. I gotta watch that. That was the 3rd fight between him and Sadler. So Sadler got him 2-1 now then. Tim Layton. What's up, Tim? How you doing? We're looking at Willie Pep, Tim. Were you sick yesterday? I don't think I saw you yesterday, Tim. I don't remember seeing you yesterday. But it's good seeing you today, Tim. If you haven't heard, Jay was feeling bad and he hadn't been on the last couple of days because he lost his voice. Miss Joette gave us that information. Appreciate her. We was wondering, Tim. So we have heard from Jay Hardcore. No, we don't know what's going to happen tonight yet. But it was good that we heard from him. Okay. 1951 brought in a hint of controversy in Pep's life. He won 8 bouts in a row to start the year, but his 9th bout, the last chapter of the rivalry with Sadler, was his most important bout that year. Pep quit because blood from his right eye was bothering him. According to Nat Fletcher in the Ring magazine, December 1951, this was an extremely dirty fight with wrestling, healing, eye gouging, tripping, thumbing, in fact, every dirty trick known to the old timers. So Sadler got him 3-1. Referee Ray Miller let the fight get out of control. The pattern of the contest never varied. Pep wouldn't make a fight of it, and Sandy couldn't. Pep too frequently backed around the ring, and Sadler just as often missed as he kept going in trying to corner his man. Then when he did, the rowdy tactics got underway and ended only when either both were sprawled on the canvas, still wrestling each other, or the referee was outside the ring trying to pull the boards apart, or both fighters and official were entangled in a pretzel. Wow, that sounds terrible. Pep was a hit on the scorecards again of the officials after 8 rounds, but he quit after 9 rounds, declaring he no longer could continue because of severe pains caused by a deep cut over the right eye. So Sadler stopped him twice. In 1952, Pep had 12 fights, winning 11. He was knocked out in 6 by Tommy Collins, but also held 2 wins over Billy Lime that year. I served 88 in the building. How you doing? I served 88. I think this is the first time you've been in here. We're talking about Willie Pep. They do a profile every day on a former fighter, usually from that era, the 20s up to like the 60s. Yeah. Today is Willie Pep, the Will-O-the-Wisp. Okay. Number 4 on the Cast Sports all-time list. But welcome, my sir. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like it, bro. By the way, tomorrow is going to be the Murderer's Row. Group of 8 boxers that was avoided by everybody. You know, none of them ever got a championship shot, a title shot. They had to resort to fighting each other. Okay, but I'm not going to give y'all too much. But that's tomorrow. And I think I'm going to be assisted by Thomas Hill on that. Okay. In 1952, Pep had 12 fights. Oh, I read that. In 1953, he won all 11 fights. So he averaged 11, 12 fights a year. Wow. And entered 1954 on a 17-fight winning streak. After beating David Seabrook by decision, he lost to French contender Lulu Perez by TKO after a delayed reaction to a punch. Pep ended up winning 3 more bouts before the end of the year. Okay, winding down. Pep went on boxing for 5 more years, retiring in 1960. And then he came back in 1964 and boxed for 2 more years. During that last period of his boxing career, he won 43 fights and lost only 5. But his only opponent of note during that time was Hogan Kid Bassie, a future world featherweight champion, who knocked Pep out in 9 rounds. See, he had no business still in the ring then. A lot of those fighters back then did that, like Joe Louis did it, Jersey Joe, Sugar Ray Robinson. They all came back when they had no business coming back. Okay, appreciate your Serb 88. Glad you like it. Appreciate your kind words there. Pep boxed in Caracas, Venezuela, losing to Sonny Leon by decision in 10. And in his last fight in 1966, he lost to Calvin Woodland by decision in 6 rounds. Let's check this out. Willie Pep had a record 229 wins, 11 losses, and 1 draw. 65 wins by knockout. You hear that? 229 wins out of 241 fights. Willie Pep, the Will-O-the-Wisp. Okay, let's see what he did in his post-career. It's not that long. Post-career. After retiring, he and Sadler were involved in a series of exhibition bouts. That's where he fought 4 times. Sadler beat him 3 out of 4 too. And in 1980, Pep sued Sports Illustrated for running a story suggesting that he threw his fight with Perez. That was the one in Venezuela. Wow. Pep lost the lawsuit. The jury deliberating just 15 minutes. Wow. Damn, Willie. They deliberated 15 minutes and went against Willie. Wow. In 1977, Pep was elected to the National Italian-American Sports Hall of Fame. Well, I didn't know they had one of them. In March 2006, Pep resided at a nursing home in Connecticut, diagnosed with dementia pugilistica. That sounds like something to do with boxing, pugilistica. Dementia pugilistica. I guess that is something come from boxing. I have to look that up. Anybody know what that is? I know what dementia is. I never heard pugilistica put behind it. Okay. Before his death, on November 23rd, 2006, okay, he was diagnosed with dementia pugilistica. He is buried in Rock, Connecticut. He left 4 children. William Billy Papaleo, that was his real name, Papaleo. Murray Papaleo, I guess that's how you pronounce it. Michael Papaleo and Melissa Papaleo. And 3 stepchildren, April, LJ, Holly, and Miller. It wouldn't be Cast Sports episode if I didn't butcher somebody's name. Okay. Now his honors that he earned. These are some of the honors that Willie Pep earned during his career. Okay. In 1945, he was voted Fighter of the Year by the Ring magazine. He was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in his inaugural year of 1990. It wasn't owned by Oscar way back then either. You know, Oscar owns Ring magazine now. Okay, went into the Hall of Fame in the inaugural year in 1990. A whole bunch of them went in that year. Yeah, that was the first year of it. Okay. Sean Mangan. What's up, Sean Mangan? How you doing? Welcome to Cast Sports. Hope you come back again. It's good to see you. Man, getting new people in here and everything. I must be doing something right. But good to see you, Sean Mangan. Welcome aboard. Hope you come back again. We just did a profile on Willie Pep. I usually profile an ex-boxer every day, usually from the era 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Yeah, I don't bother with the... I'm going to get up into the 80s and 90s eventually. But glad to see you. Sean Mangan in the building. Hello, how are you? Okay, so Willie Pep went into the International Hall of Fame the inaugural year, 1990, with a whole bunch of other of those old school fighters. Pep was ranked 6th on Ring Magazine's list of the 80 best fighters of the last 80 years in 2002. Pep was also named the 3rd greatest fighter of all time by Bert Sugar. Willie Pep was voted as the greatest featherweight ever by the Houston Boxing Hall of Fame in 2014. The Houston Boxing Hall of Fame is a voting body composed totally of current and former fighters. So that's a real honor there. That ain't no sports writers, fans. That is current and former fighters. So that is the list I would go by, okay? The Houston Boxing Hall of Fame. Okay, I'm gonna have to remember that one. Voted the greatest featherweight of all time by current and former boxers. In 2011, the city of Middletown, Connecticut constructed the Willie Pep skate park named in honor of Willie Pep. And his last honor that he earned was a big one. He was number 4 on the Cast Sports all-time list. That's a huge honor there. All right, Willie Pep, the will over Wisp. What is this no punch round about? This brief thing says no punch round. I didn't see that earlier. It says no punch round. There are claims that Pep won the 3rd round in his fight against Jackie Graves in a fight on July 25th, 1946, without throwing a punch. The no punch, how did he do that? Well, Jackie Graves must not have threw any punches either. The no punch winning round is disputed. Several contemporary newspaper articles make no mention of it. How could you win a round without throwing a punch? If neither one of you threw a punch, it would be a draw. That's crazy. A count in the Minneapolis Star describes the 3rd round as toe-to-toe slugging, with Pep inflicting his best punishment with a right to the body while he landed a punch then. Pep supposedly tipped off a few ringside reporters before the bout and told them he would win the 3rd round without throwing a punch of anger. Okay, Willie Pep. Ladies and gentlemen, the will or the wisp. Okay, let's 20 likes. Let's take a quick look what's going on. Since my buddy Jay Harcourt wasn't here to do it this morning, I will do it. Take a quick look at what's going on. Of course, we got the we can't forget we got the Day of Reckoning tomorrow. The big heavyweight extravaganza. They got a few mismatches on that card, though. Okay. Boxing Bosses Unite. Warren and Hearn discussed Saudi spectacle in Day of Reckoning card. Excuse me. Anthony Joshua versus Otto Wallin. Anthony Joshua came in at 251, Wallin 238.6. Okay. So the weigh-in was today. Yeah, I missed it. It's like morning or something over there now. What's that, Bare Knuckles? Anybody that was waiting on a check to hit on the 26th, they just dropped today. A check? Are they giving away checks? Damn. I didn't get one. Okay, Anthony Joshua came in a pumped up looking 251 pounds, resembling a bodybuilder, not a boxer. And his opponent, Otto Wallen, weighed in at more normal appearing 238.6. And Friday's weigh-in for the headliner fight this Saturday night at the Day of Reckoning. During their face-off, Joshua tried his best to intimidate a smiling Wallen, but it didn't work. Joshua, you ain't intimidating nobody. Boy. 5 hours? Is that all Al Booker, 5 hours? Wow. Okay. So it's what, 8 o'clock? 8:30, about 8:30 over there. Okay. I don't know why I thought it was more than that. That's Middle East, right? Saudi's Middle East. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've been there. I was there with the Air Force. That was like 1990s. Yeah. There wasn't no vacation or nothing. Went to evict Saddam Hussein. But I don't do no combat. Air Force is in the back, way in the back. Like a support type thing, you know. But yeah, 5 hours. I was just thinking it was more than that. Yeah. So it's 8:30 over there. Okay. In Saudi. I'm going to look at the weigh-in later, though. Yeah. Yep. Now, it was the same primitive scare tactics AJ had been using the entire build-up to this contest. AJ, you ain't intimidating nobody. He trying to save from having his career finished off by the big Swede. Nah, I think AJ will get him. I'm looking for a decision, but I wouldn't be surprised if AJ stops him late. 11:24. So how much is that, Al Booker? About 8, right? Yeah, that's more like it, about 8. Yeah, that's what I thought. 8. Yeah, 11:30. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds better. Yeah, about 8. Yeah. Yeah, I think AJ, what y'all think? I think AJ will get a decision, but I wouldn't be surprised if he stop him 8 to 12, somewhere in there. Yeah, 8 hours I serve, right. 8 hours to Saudi Arabia. Yeah. What y'all think? AJ will stop him? Or get him, or get the decision from him? Yeah, AJ coming kind of heavy for him. What did they say? Let's see, what's it? Yeah, they said 251 for AJ. That's kind of heavy for AJ, ain't it? Or am I mistaken? I think it is 251. They saying that we think it was Derek James. Who's AJ's trainer now? Did he leave Derek James? I'm not sure. Somebody did AJ leave Derek James? I know they was talking about it. I don't know if he actually did. Somebody let me know. Did AJ leave Derek James? We stuck on 20 likes. My record is 33. Now, Wilder has, yeah, AJ can't afford to lose this fight. Because what, he lost 2 out of his last 3, right? He lost 2 to Usyk, and then he lost to, he beat Helenius. That was his last one. Remember Helenius fought 2 weeks straight. I think it was 2 weeks, wasn't it? Yeah. Wasn't that crazy? Helenius fought 2 weeks straight. Thought he was back in the old days. Okay, that's a long article. What else is going on in the world of boxing today? Is AJ still with Derrick James? I'm still trying to find out from anybody. Okay, here we go. Wilder and Parker weight. Okay. Wow. Wilder came in at 213. And Parker came in at 245.3. Okay. I serve says, did y'all notice how AJ wouldn't even look in Wilder's direction while at the press conference? You talking about today? I serve. He wouldn't even look at Wilder. But I heard they got a fight lined up for March 9th. Matter of fact, I heard they got two of them. Already got a rematch in the contract. But AJ wouldn't even look at him, huh? He's scared of that hammer Wilder got hanging on the end of his right arm. You know, that ain't no hand, that's a hammer. Yeah. But Wilder came in at 213 and Parker came in at 245, almost 250. That's normal for Wilder. Former WBC heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder weighed in at a slender 213 pounds, and his opponent Joseph Parker came in at 245.3. Was served this 12-round day of reckoning. Yeah. Wilder's more like a cruiserweight, but he you know, ain't no money down there at cruiserweight. Wilder is taking a gamble by coming in so low for this fight against the 31-year-old Parker because he's been receiving tips from Tyson Fury about how to beat him. Oh, Parker ain't no Tyson Fury. Come on, man. Come on, brother. Oh, yesterday? Oh, you talk? Yeah, at the press conference. Okay. Yeah, I thought. Yeah, you was talking about the press conference, right? AJ wouldn't even look at him, huh? Some feel that Fury has advised Parker to use the superior weight to lean on the spiny leg Wilder, char him out, as he did in his second and third fights. But it's a lot of weight difference between Fury and Parker. Come on now. Fury leaning on somebody and Parker leaning on somebody is a big difference. A big baby with 300, I served? Wow. Big baby was 300. And he's fighting Daniel Du Bois, right? Big baby, yeah. Wow. Now that's leaning on somebody could do some damage, man. Wow. 300 plus, and Yes, it says, of course, there was a lot more involved in Fury winning those fights than just leaning and mauling. But there were two factors that appeared to help him the most, along with his textbook rabbit punching. The weight for Wilder represents the lowest he's been since the 212 pounds he weighed in for the first fight with Fury in 2018. Okay. Yeah, but 213, that's okay for Wilder. You know, I think. But isn't AJ still with Derrick James? Nobody answered. Or is he? I honestly don't know. That was a fight when Wilder knocked Fury out cold in the last round. And Jack Reese gave a count. Waiting for him to wake up rather than stopping him out on the spot. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought when you was knocked out cold, the referee's supposed to stop it, right? Right? 333, Miss Joseph? Wow. Wait. He should just go to the WWF. Damn. William Old School of Rant in the building. There goes my buddy. What's up, Old School? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Okay. You finally stopped by at Old Cat Sports Chat. William Old School of Rant in the building. So Old School, them Saints going for 2 this week, 2 straight this weekend. Wow. I told you, old school, they're gonna win out and go into the play and gonna be on momentum going into next season. Watch. Yeah, 333, Miss Joe said. Well, yeah, he was training with Ben Davison. But man, wow, that's pretty big then. And he's fighting Daniel Du Bois, right? Big Baby. The original Big Baby. But yeah, it says, what y'all think about that? Jack Reese, when Wilder knocked Fury out cold because he was sleeping. Should Jack Reese have stopped the fight without a count when he was knocked out cold? Because he started counting and let him wake up. I thought when you're out cold, that's it. It's over. Maybe I'm wrong. That's why I'm asking. Could he have stopped it at? Or did he do right by giving him a count? I don't know. I thought he was supposed to stop it at that point. Mike Ryan, all my people coming up in here. Y'all missed the who did we profile today? Damn. Willie Pep. Y'all missed the profile on Willie Pep, and you missed the little talk we had about the Mafia in boxing. Okay? But tomorrow, well, not tomorrow. I don't come on Saturday. Sunday. Sunday, we're going to do Murderer's Row. You know, the group of boxers that everybody was avoiding. Yeah, old school. He shouldn't even have counted it, right? Once he was out cold, that's it. That's what I thought. Oh, Jay checked. You talked to him, Al Booker? Okay. Al Booker says Jay checked in. Okay, feels like ish. So did he say whether he's going to do a show tonight, Al Booker? I guess not. But it was good to hear. I'm glad he checked in. But we got Bare Knuckles and Boxing Talk tonight at 10 o'clock for his first show, his inaugural show. Tune in, learn about that crazy sport, Bare Knuckles. That is a crazy sport, man. I was checking it out those last couple of days, getting ready for Bare Knuckles tonight. They standing up there all bruised up and swollen up before the fight even starts from the last fight. I seen these two women. One of them had a big old black eye. The other one, jaw sitting way out there. They hadn't even fought yet. And then after the fights, man. That is a rough sport. I think Bill Knuckle told me they got like 10-minute rounds or something. Yeah, they wanted it old school, and they got it. Yeah. They got it. But you know what? We might see Fury Wilder 4. Just Do Boxing in the building. What's up, Just Do Boxing? How is baby do Just Do Boxing? Yeah. I know he was sick the last few days. Is he doing better? We've been praying for him. But Just Do Boxing is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Are you coming on today, Just Do? If so, he's like 20 minutes straight ahead, Just Do Boxing. Yeah, but yeah, old school, you're right. And they got it off of him. That was the main objective. But like I was saying, we might see Fury Wilder 4. I'll watch that. You know? Yeah. I wouldn't mind. But yeah, Wilder's coming at what they say 213. That's not too bad for him. And Eddie Hearn stays on Wilder. Guess what he got to say now? I don't rate Deontay Wilder. This guy, in my opinion, has never beaten an elite heavyweight. Eddie, be quiet. He's going to beat your elite heavyweight in March 9th, okay? How about that? He's criticizing Deontay Wilder ahead of Saturday's showdown against Former WBO champion Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker hit the WBO? Super? I didn't know that. Wow. I did not know that. He always talking about Wilder, man. At least he didn't get knocked out by Andy Ruiz like your guy did. He says, I don't see any victories on Wilder's resume that tells me he's an elite heavyweight. He beat Luis Ortiz. Somebody said the guy's 40, but he's arguably 60. That's Eddie Hearns. You know, quit talking about Wilder again. I'd be glad when he get AJ in that ring. He says he's an elite puncher, and that's the danger with Deontay Wilder. Duh, Eddie. But I think if Joseph Parker can get into the fight, as long as he doesn't stop, I think Joseph Parker can get into the fight as long as he doesn't stand still. Keep moving. Use your feints. Listen to Andy Lee. You might find 6 weeks into that fight that Joseph Parker is doing really well. Well, we know who Eddie Hearn is for in the Wilder Parker fight. We know who he's rooting for. I got Wilder getting him out of there late. Parker is a real good boxer. Like I said, he's got fast hands. He's got lightning quick reflexes, you know. And he's going to be, I think he's going to stay around for a while. But I also think Wilder's going to be catching him with that sledgehammer early. But he's going to get the right one. Like, I would say 8 to 10. He's going to get the right clean shot on him. Okay. And I got him getting him out of there. Okay. Just Do says double ear infection and bronchitis. Okay. Damn, Famo sick my head. Okay. Well, thank you for that information, Just Do. Appreciate you letting us know. And we praying, everybody, we praying for Baby Do, and Baby Do and the Just Do family is in our thoughts. Okay. Are you coming on today, Just Do? Your show? No, you didn't do it yesterday. You know. And we miss you. You know. I tried to cover you for a little while. I went to about 5:30 yesterday, so tried to give people something, you know, in your absence. You know. But we understand. Okay. Hopefully he'll get better soon. Okay. Now, yeah, that's what I think. What y'all think about Wilder and Joe Parker? Can Parker hang around in there and get it to the judges? Because if he can, he got a good chance of winning that fight. Parker is a much better boxer than Wilder, in my opinion. And if he can stay away from that sledgehammer and get it to the judges, man, hey, anything can happen. But that's a big but. Can he? You know, can he stay away from that hammer? That's going to be the question. I got Wilder catching up with him eventually. It might take him a minute. Yeah. But once he get that right shot, that's one punch knockout power. All it takes for Wilder is one. Parker got to stay away and box around for 12 rounds. All it takes for Wilder is that one. Any 1 through 12. He can end it at any moment. Okay. And you know what? When he ended, I got Parker being a hit on the cards. Watch. What do you think, old school? You think Parker is too slow to avoid Deontay nuclear missile right hand? Okay. Yeah, I do too, old school. I think he's going to hang around for a while, though. He's a good, skillful boxer, and that's going to keep him in it for some rounds. Yeah. But Parker's going to be constantly landing, slowing him down. But he's not going to get that right sledgehammer on him until like the 8 through 10. Yeah, 8 through 10. Yeah, but I got Parker being able to box his way around for like 8 between 8 to 10 rounds. Yeah, I give him that. He's very skillful boxer. Yeah, he got good reflexes. So yeah, Wilder gonna be putting his sledgehammer on him, but Parker gonna be, doing little glancing blows and not getting hit flush for a while, but eventually, yeah. Like I say, all Wilder got to get is one, and it's over. Lights out. Good night. Good night, Irene. Somebody better bring a pillow for him. That's all I got to say. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, Ben Knuckles gonna have some casual. He's gonna have some boxing trivia on his channel too. That should be fun. Separate the hardcores from the casuals. Okay. So that should be fun. Tonight at 10 o'clock. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to it. And my next live will be Sunday. I'm going to do what am I going to do? Oh, the Murderers Row group with 8 boxers that was avoided by everybody. They had to resort to fighting each other. I heard even the great Sugar Ray Robinson was avoided. So them had to be some bad boys. And they was all right around that middleweight division. Okay? So tune in Sunday for that. It's going to be very interesting. Thomas Hill put me down with it. And he's supposed to help me, talk about it, chop it up with me Sunday. So that should be fun. Sunday at 2. I take off tomorrow on Saturdays because the fights come on and I just chill on Saturdays. Even the Lord rested one day, right? Yeah, but we got the Day of Reckoning tomorrow, and I'm ready for it. Everything is done. All the press conferences, the weigh-in, everything is done except for the Day of Reckoning now. Like I've been saying, Sunday is Christmas Eve. Tomorrow is Day of Reckoning Eve. I mean, today is Day of Reckoning Eve. What am I talking about? Old School says, I hope it goes some rounds so we can see what Wilder has learned. Yeah, he needs some rounds, Old School. Like Jay Hardcore always points out, he's only had 1 round since Fury. Remember? That round when he knocked Helenius out in the first round. Wasn't that his only fight since Fury? So, wow, what is that? Like 2 years? The last Fury fight was what? I want to say 21. And he fought Helenius last year. So, yeah, Old School, good point. He needs some rounds. Very good point, Old School. What's up, Tim Layton? You're not saying too much today. I saw you come in here early. Everything all right, Tim? Tim Layton, JBT. That JBT looks good behind these names, too. We get more and more people to put that JBT on there. And there's the link for Bill Knuckles or something. What is that the link for, Bill Knuckles? That's not your channel link. What is that the link for, Bill Knuckles? Let us know. I don't know if Jay Hardcore's coming on. I don't even know if Just Dude's coming on. He didn't tell me. He must have left out before I asked him. But I got to get out at 4 because my daughter was in a car accident today. She's okay. But we got some things to do. It's a Day of Reckoning Eve. Friday afternoon. I appreciate everybody always support me though. That is just fire, man. And upward mobility. I just had a constant double digits in here today, man. That is wonderful. Y'all don't know how much I appreciate y'all. Y'all are some loyal people, man. Like I was telling Jay Hardcore that day. Y'all are some loyal people. It don't look like Just Dude's coming on today either. I don't see a thumbnail or anything. He normally would have it up by now. Man. But you know, he's got to take care of baby Do, you know, get him together. So, you know. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Just Do. Appreciate it. I appreciate you, bro. 1000%. Oh, you okay? Just Do is coming on today. Okay, thank you, Just Do. So that's in about 10 minutes. Yeah. I'm gonna go for like 5 more minutes. But I really appreciate everybody, man. My numbers are getting better. Likes are looking good. Like I say, y'all are some loyal people. You know. I first started this thing, I was like, me, maybe 1 or 2 other people, and I'm like, I'm probably gonna be like this forever. Look at me now. I got constant comments going up and down the chat, man. Yeah, Bear Knuckles, he said he's gonna be on. Yeah. Just Do Boxing will be on in about 10 minutes. Then Bear Knuckles and Boxing Talk will be on tonight at 10 p.m. for his first kickoff show. We already know about Just Do Boxing. You know, one of the major boxing channels in this YouTube thing. Bear Knuckles is just starting out. So let's get over there and support him, you know, and see what he's about. Bear Knuckles. I know that's a crazy sport. I can't wait to find out more about it. You got to be a special kind of person to, I mean, you got to be a special kind of person to box, period. But that Bear Knuckles boxing, I couldn't do that, man. I told you, they stand there all bruised up and swollen up before the fight even starts, man. It's crazy. You got to be crazy. I'm going to say, you got to be crazy to do Bear Knuckles, man, fighting. Thank you, Miss Joette. She's okay. She just went to the lawyer without me. I'm going to go get my referral fee. I'm going to call him as soon as I get off, though. I probably won't go today. I had to wait till after Christmas because he's all closed tomorrow, and then Monday is Christmas. So, yeah. I've been going to this lawyer for since the 80s. Since the 80s. My other daughter had 2 accidents this year, early this year, and I sent her to him. I always get my referral fee every time, though. Yep. I'm just glad my granddaughter wasn't in there with my daughter today when she had it, you know. She was by herself. Her other child, my grandson, he was here. I think he's still out there. I think. Yeah. He's quiet like me. Are you working on it right now, Bear Knuckles? Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You know. I'm going to get ready to wrap this thing up, man. I really appreciate everybody, though, man. I can't say enough about how loyal y'all is, man. It's amazing. It is amazing. Let me holler at everybody that was in the building today. Okay, starting from the last one in to the first one in. We had Just Do Boxing in the building today. No, I appreciate him 1000%. No doubt. Just Do Boxing. Mike Rhyme, Old School, made an appearance today. You know, I thought he had kicked me to the curb, man. He finally came into my chat. No, I'm just kidding. I appreciate you, Old School. Sean Mangang was in here, first timer. Okay. Old School says Jay has a bad cold. Yeah, Miss Joette was telling us earlier that she had been in contact with him. Yeah, he wasn't feeling too good. Yeah, he lost his voice or something. Yeah, you have a great evening too, Miss Joette, and enjoy the. But I'll see y'all in the other chats. This ain't the last time I'll talk to y'all today. I'll see y'all over in Just Do in a couple minutes. Where was I? I was at Old School. Sean Mangan, first time in here. I Served 88 was here. Tim Layton Pound, JBT was in the building. Bear Knuckles and Boxing Talk. We're going to go over there and see him at 10 tonight. Lonnie Lee was here testing at the red light. Miss Joette was in the building. Appreciate Miss Joette 1,000%. She was the first one to give us information about Jay Hardcore. It was good to hear that because it was kind of worrisome not hearing from him like that. Appreciate you, Miss Joette. Mike Rhyme was in the building. Thomas Hill. Looking forward to that Sunday. T. Hill is going to help me talk about the Murderers Row group of boxers Sunday. Looking forward to that. Sunday at 2 p.m. Okay. Attentive Aunt McQueen was in the building. We're going to be getting the Casuals Corner pretty soon. Stay tuned for that. You haven't watched the boxing match until you've seen one after a Casuals Corner breakdown on it. Okay. Al Booger, always in the building. Appreciate you, Al Booger. And also be in boxing news. He's always in here when I get here. Be in boxing news. Appreciate you 1,000%. Be in boxing news. Come in, chat, get ready to get started. It's always a salute for being boxing news already in there. Okay. Appreciate everybody, man. And I'll see y'all in a few minutes over at Just Do Boxing, who will return today. The Voice. Okay? You know? And once again, what is going on here? I really appreciate everybody for continuing to support my small channel. But guess what? You know what I always say, don't you? You got to be small before you can be big, right? Cat sports, y'all.